Hi art friends! I found a really neat app called Sketchpad. Our lesson is going to be a lesson on abstract art. Abstract art is more about the shapes and colors and feelings that it expresses, not about your artwork actually looking like something real. Abstract art focuses on colors, shapes, and lines, and is interpreted differently by everyone who sees it. Our lesson is going to be mostly about experimentation. So we're going to go to our website and we're going to play around with the tools and colors and sizes, and we're going to make some amazing abstract art. So let's go. We are going to type in sketch.io into our browser and click on the link, and then you're going to click English. That'll take you to your canvas. Now, when it opens up, you might see artwork that you've done before if this is not your first time going to this app, but that's all right. So I'm going to go down to the plus button, and I'm going to start a new painting, and I'm going to check out my tools. So here is where your tools are. It's on stamp right now, but there's lots of different options. This is the different kinds of stamps. So you can go to paintbrush, and you can just play around with making a few marks. I have a gradient selected for my outline. I'm going to change it to pencil and just kind of make some marks and see which marks you like. Now I'm going to go to the outline button, and this is where the cool stuff is. So you can choose a plain color. You can go to what's called linear, which is kind of like lines. So if I select one of these, it'll change my pencil to sort of like a rainbow. And then the other one is radial. And that is sort of like it has a center to it. So if I go to a paintbrush and I do a radial and change my brush to larger, it makes this design. Perfect for a background. Now I need to zoom out because this canvas is tricky. It kind of hides part of it. So make sure you zoom out. And then I always click back on the color button to make that zoom in, zoom out menu go away. And I'm just going to fill my canvas up with a nice background. I'm going to go experiment with the stamps because they're very, very neat. So I'm going to pull down the stamp menu, and I'm going to go up and I'm going to type in the word water for watercolors. You can play around with as many stamps as you want. I want to use the paint splatters because I think they kind of help my artwork look a little bit more painterly. So I'm going to change my color. And you can just stamp individually. I'm going to search for paint now. I almost feel like I'm splatter painting for real when I'm doing this project. And I'm going to change my color. And I'm just going to put splatters all over. So you can see that there's layers starting to form on my canvas. Almost like if you were really painting, except when you do it digitally, you don't have to let the paint dry in between layers. Type in water or paint. Change your color. And just experiment. Remember, we're going for an abstract look. We're going to focus on line, shape, and color. Now that I have my background done, I'm going to experiment with some other tools. So I went up and I changed from stamp to what's called the sketchy tool. And I'm going to create a new layer. Make my line nice and big, and I'm just going to kind of scribble all over the canvas. It's going to really add to my abstract art. Now if you choose one of the linear tools, it'll actually change colors while you're drawing. Whereas if you just use a plain color, it'll just be plain color all the time. The spiderweb tool is really neat too. So I'm going to change my color and go for it. There is an undo button on the top right corner, but I find when I'm making abstract art, I don't like to undo if I think it's a mistake. I'll just cover it up. Like Bob Ross always says, there's no mistakes, there's only happy little accidents. You can experiment as much as you want, but when you're all finished, I want you to do one last thing. Type on that letter T, that's the text tool, and enter your name. I'm going to have you put your name in the corner just like we normally would do with our artwork. You can change the color, and you can change the font. You can make it bigger or smaller, but make sure that we can see it so we know it's your artwork. Alright, I think I'm all finished. Now to save it. If you're working on a laptop, I need you to follow along with these directions. Go down to the bottom and hit the disk where it says export. You are going to choose download JPEG or JPEG. After you do that, you should have a little window pop up, and I always choose open with preview. Then you can go to the file menu at the top of your laptop and select move to, and then you will choose desktop. That way you know where your artwork is stored, so when you go to upload it to me for grading, you can find it a little bit easier. Remember, this is my way of saving my work. I am on a MacBook, so if you or your parents have a different way, that's fine, because my screen might look a little bit different than yours. To actually turn the project into me, what I would like for you to do is try to look up Artsonia Classroom and click on that link. From here, you can upload our school code, which is ZJWCSRRX. Hit login and enter your name. Hit add new artwork and select the project. Select your image. It should be on the desktop. Hit open, and then hit the green button, upload now. And there it is. So if it looks good, you can go ahead and hit accept, and then enter your art title. Submit to teacher, and enter your artist statement. Remember, you can write about what you like, what you didn't like, what your painting reminds you of, what you learned while doing this project. Go ahead and submit it, and once you see the orange text, that means you are all finished. I hope you enjoyed making abstract digital art with me. Remember, abstract art is not about what it looks like, it's more about the lines, shapes, colors, and feelings associated with the artwork. I can't wait to see your projects, and I hope you enjoyed making art with me while we're apart. Bye!